King of the Planet 9,
very
game
much
1.
moons, and pretty lumpy moon as well. Quite a lot of metal on it, don't you think?
The middle or the outer one?
On the middle planet here. PA's most balanced map, apparently.
Well, I would have something to say about that. But, yeah, that could spell problems for some of the units with their targeting. But it also means that players can use those little dips to actually use as defensive instances. But both players are now spawned in on the same planet, pretty darn close.
Spawned in on that planet, the one with 10 Halleys on, and pretty close. It's a small planet, and it'll be interesting to see how things develop. Both players going for a bot factory first, not too much of a surprise. Matiz is going to be in blue for the rest of these best of 5 games, and Elodea will remain in orange as well. First Faber coming out there for Elodea, and second factory immediately for Matiz, so already a pretty different build coming out from the two players.
Yeah, I think Matiz just wants to spam up docks. I saw a game earlier between two people who were just sort of showing me the new patch as I'd sort of just woken up, and one of them went straight for T2 bots, and the other one went spamming out docks as much as he could, and by minute 8 he had about 100 or so docks, which was ridiculous. So perhaps that is what Matiz wants to do, just overwhelm with absolute numbers.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what happens. We're going to have different approaches between the two players, as we see Elodea went for a little bit more eco before his second factory. Matiz choosing to do it afterwards, so he has a little bit of a head start. Already sending out his docks, as you say, doing a little bit of scouting. May see them heading straight towards this engineer, in fact, and they're going to go down towards the mechs and get a little bit of scouting in, so they might miss the engineer now. Lots of docks also getting pumped out, however, by Elodea. He's going to move on to his third factory pretty soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, it seems as though in this patch, and the last one actually, that players don't tend to like too many fabricators, just sort of 1 or 2 expanding and then just get straight into the units. And that's exactly what Elodea is doing here. Only got a couple of expanding fabbers, and what is also good to be doing is expanding where your opponent wouldn't expect. So for instance there, Elodea expanding right to the North Pole, way away from his original base. Risky, but good rewards.
Yeah, really not too much metal for the players to fight over, so the sort of moons that Matiz might be more used to playing on have a lot more metal, and this may favour Elodea. It's all very important strategically, I think, to choose some really good systems and good planets for you to fight on that give you an advantage over the way your opponent prefers to play.
Definitely, and what we see here up in the north on that expansion is a single point laser turret going and securing that metal, but I'm not entirely sure quite how fast its turn rate is with regards to if there's lots of docks around. So he needs to make sure that he gets that protected and maybe even get up a bot factory or 2 up there as well, because that single laser turret against the number of docks you can get out in this patch, it's not going to hold that expansion for too long.
Yeah, you're right. Within a minute or so you're going to have large groups of docks that really just will plough through that too quickly. So you need some sort of extra protection, whether it be units or factories.
Yeah, and up on the other side of the North Pole, actually, Elodea's group here going to get sandwiched between Matiz's 2. Just saving that fabricator there as well.
Yep, doesn't manage to get too far. We're going to see how the micro plays out between all the docks in this patch. If you didn't know, there have been a lot of pretty big buffs to the docks, and they're now probably one of the best units. We're going to see a lot of them throughout this best of 5, I think. Taking out that engineer at the back of Matiz's base. Lovely little win for Elodea. Going to slow down Matiz and hopefully take down one of these mechs. At the moment he's just attacking the wreckage that was going to decompose anyway, so he hasn't really got any wins there. And now these units sent over here from Matiz actually aren't going to deal with it, because another big attack is coming straight in at the middle of Matiz's base. Going to send his commander in. We'll see an Uber Cannon coming off pretty soon, and they're going to get in close to the commander. Then goes the Uber Cannon. Wow,
we're in the middle of the group.
Those docks go down.
Oh wow,
that must have been at least a dozen there, I think, went down with that single Uber Cannon. He left it a little bit late. It looked like he didn't pop it immediately, but it really paid off for him with the placement there.
Yeah, that was a really good ploy from Elodea there, sort of moving, forcing Matiz to move his entire force to the back of his base to deal with a really small force. I'm not sure whether Matiz meant to send in his entire docks army to the back to deal with, what, 4 or 5 docks there. And it opened the gateway for Elodea to go in the front door.
Yep, interesting stuff happening. There's a really nice cutting off of Matiz at the moment. He can't really expand out towards the back of his base, and if he doesn't start growing his economy, he's going to start running into trouble. At the moment, he's sitting at 100 compared to 113, so 2 mechs ahead for Elodea. Still very close, equal power between the players. If we look over at the army tab, what have we got going on?
Elodea.
A lot more for Elodea, a huge amount more units as well. So that's going to be problems for Matiz. Both players, however, have 9 factories.
Yeah, but with the factories, you do need the eco to run them, and as you said earlier, Matiz is going to need to expand. He's not yet stalling, but he's not floating either, which is good to see. But we do see this large group coming in at the back again. Another big confrontation. He's going to lose those 4 mechs. And I suppose Elodea would probably want to retreat now and just keep his docks numbers. Or, of course...
Yeah, he doesn't pull back quite quick enough, so he does lose a bit more than he needed to. But at the moment, he's drawn away all of the forces, and now his other attack can come in from the north side where there's nothing to defend. And Matiz now being sent left and right, really having to deal with this threat. Got a couple of grenadiers actually in the mix with his units, and now coming in against these factories. So much more HP on them these days. It will take a while even just to take one down, so we're not going to get huge wins here for Elodea, but Matiz just really can't be doing anything else right now because he's having to defend so hard right now.
Yeah,
and he's even called the GG right now. He's down to 60 medal compared to 130. He just got completely cut off, and at this point he just doesn't have the eco to get back on his feet.
That was an incredibly quick game, and yeah, Elodea did a really good job of expanding early and getting out those fabbers to block off the expanding engineers from Matiz. And then of course you just look at, you know, this is a constant stream of stuff, and Matiz was just boxed in, as you say.
Yeah, I guess we could talk to one or both the players. Which one do you want to talk to? I think maybe Matiz would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I want to drag him in here. Hey Matiz, how's it going?
Well, not perfect, but it's
not
still
a brilliant
okay.
start.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about? The kind of mistakes that were made in that game?
Well, I think just my build order was not as good as his, and he just rolled me over because he had more stuff.
Any particular mistakes though, apart from do you think his build was just more efficient?
Most likely. You know, in such situation when there's only one unit involved, basically it almost always comes down to the build order, at least yeah, well, maybe not in only, but it's pretty important because he just has more stuff, and I cannot really overcome it anyway than having enough stuff to hold his stuff. That's
okay. Are you going to maybe change something up for the next game to try and avoid this sort of direct confrontation again?
Well, I'm just looking at the replay, and I'm going to steal his build order. And
does make sense. That does make sense. Have you got any special planets or systems to maybe do some naval or something a little bit different to this?
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna try the from yesterday's tournament, because those maps were nice and they were big, which again, or maybe not. I'm gonna use naval map, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll let you watch the replay and get ready to host the next game, and we'll speak to Elodea. Good luck. Hey Elodea, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
Feeling confident after that first game?
I guess so. It didn't really go to plan. That system, Matiz was supposed to spawn on the planet with 1 heli, and then he was gonna try an orbital rush and expand on the main planet, and then I was just gonna invade him with docks. But yeah, that worked better than I expected.
Well, you are now 1 up on him, so what do you reckon he might bring out of the bag in the next game?
He's definitely going to go Iron Sky, so just another moon planet, I'm pretty sure.
You have any other special planets planned?
I do. I have another orbital and another naval one, so lots of surprises planned for Matiz.
Have you made any adjustments to those plans with this new patch that's just dropped?
I know these systems, they played with mechanics that didn't include docks, so I don't think it'll change anything.
Anything else, or are you ready to get on to your next game and see how you do on his choice of planet?
Yeah, hopefully it's not 3-0, because then I can show some of the other systems that I made.
Good stuff, good stuff. Start the trash talking now. I hope it gets good by the end. Alright, good luck.
Thanks.